I first came to know God in my 30s. I was in the military at the time. Never really knew what was going to play out. I was in aviation. I was became a pilot, and when you're in that kind of career, you're kind of self-reliant. You think you've got control of everything, and I'm going to fly my flight plan, not his flight plan. So I struggled a lot with relinquishing control. I struggled quite a bit with following God's goal for me in my life, or his plans for me. Then when the accident occurred back in 2013, I was at a great stage in my life. I thought that I was doing great, starting a family here in Orlando. My beautiful wife and daughter had immigrated here. Life was fantastic. And I got a call one morning that we had lost an aircraft. And I was in charge of the safety program, overseeing that whole process. And it confirmed that, yeah, we had definitely lost a 747 in Afghanistan in support of military operations. So all of a sudden my life changed, literally overnight, in an instant. I was no longer really in control of anything, and God showed me I wasn't in control of anything. So over about a 3-year period, things got progressively worse. I started getting really attacked, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. There was depression, anxiety, massive insomnia. And I was afraid. I was afraid not only that I had lost my life, but that I might even be losing my salvation because I wasn't clearly connected with the Lord. There was a few people that stood up and really made an impact on me, and John Parrott was one of them. And John and I became good friends, but one day at one of his sermons, I came to my daughter's baptism. And at the baptism, we weren't really expecting to do anything other than be there and take maybe some pictures or participate with her. And John said, "No, you can sit right in the pool. Sit right by the front of the pool. It's okay." And he let me kind of sit there and get a bird's eye view of the baptism. And I went up to John. I said, "John, I wasn't planning this, but man, I need to be baptized. I need to be baptized right now." So that day, my wife, myself, and my daughter all got baptized on the same day. It was an amazing experience. It was life-changing. But the coolest thing, I think, is in that pool was Brian Piccolo. And I really didn't know Brian very much, but Brian was great. He followed up with me a few weeks after the baptism, and he wanted to see how I was doing. He wanted to know a little bit more about my story. And I told him about the horrible experience I had with the accident. I said, "Hey, this is what I went through. We had to help these families and deal with all the issues of a major disaster." And his jaw kind of dropped because he was really looking forward to connecting with somebody that had the specific skill sets that I had. They couldn't have planned it. I couldn't have planned it. It was a really unique situation that lined up perfectly at the perfect time and almost instantly. So it was definitely God working through that situation. One of the things that I learned when dealing with the situation I was going through, the doubts that I had, that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't holy enough, that I wasn't knowledgeable enough, I wasn't committed enough, God maybe didn't have any use for me. Dear friend of mine said, "God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called." So where I'm at with my walk with God right now is I know that I'm not in control. I know that I can't do it without him. The same way he's put this ministry in my heart, he's put so many other things in my heart. And instead of fighting and wrestling and trying to do it my way, it's time for me to just say, "Lord, you have this." I'm Carlos, and I'm all in.